Hello and welcome to Seoul for the final IFSC World Cup of the year. It's time for the men and women to compete in the finals of lead. 8 men, 8 women, 3 podium places. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined by May into the commentary box. May, could you tell us who you are and what you do for people who don't know you?
Hi, I'm May Nagasako from Japan, a route setter and a climber who currently lives in Seoul.
And you've been with me throughout the Boulder semi-finals, the semi-finals earlier on, and now it's time for the lead finals. We both had a look at these routes earlier on. What's your general impression of them?
Pretty classic. Not a lot of jumping moves that we've seen over the season, which I think lead climbers are a little bit happy about, but quite tricky in terms of hand sequence and foot sequence.
Well, we're watching right now the semi-final highlights. This is earlier on. Some of these athletes making it through, and Dohyun Lee here we're watching, kind of middle of the pack from him. And then, who is that? Masahiro Higuchi. He's making it through, although he's not in... that's Masahiro Higuchi. So he's not in tonight's finals. I'm not entirely sure why we're watching his replay. And Max Berton as well, he didn't make it through either.
I think it's just a highlight, maybe?
I think it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. This is just generally what happened throughout the competition. And it was a tricky route for the men because this sequence here especially seemed to tire the athletes out.
And we saw a lot of people fall a couple moves after this move.
Yes, we did. It was an awful lot for the athletes to deal with. None of the men. Look at the shake there from Philip Schenk. Really hard stuff as he made it up. And then,
Ogata Yoshiyuki, who sped his own pace and squeezed himself into finals.
Sped at his own pace is exactly that, because he was speeding his way through this run, and that man there, Kwon, screaming his way up as well.
He was pretty close making it to final, but missed it by a move or two, maybe?
Yes, exactly. He was close. Dohyun Lee, his teammate, did make it through, and then Mejdi Shout there. Good work from him. But didn't make it. So we might having a little issue with the some of us. There we go. We're just trying to sort out May's microphone here. But Osh McKenzie as well. Her season has finished, and there's some interesting stuff for the women's competition. So Jessica Pilz is going for the overall title, but currently Yanya has it. So according to our stats peeps, Jessie needs to come first or second in order to get the overall title. So it's going to be a tight one, and we'll keep you updated with that as we go along.
Do you think Jessie knows that she needs to get that far?
I think she will be aware of it, because I know that she basically came to this competition specifically to win the overall. She really wants it, which is cool to see, because I don't think not as many people talk about it anymore, and I think it's a bit of a shame, because it's a big achievement.
Yeah, and it's showing your consistency of where you placed. And Mao Nakamura came in third for the bordering season, and she consistently made finals. She missed podiums by a few spots every time, but I think it's just great to see how consistent you can place in one discipline.
Absolutely, I would agree with you. And the women's route, we did see a top, but it was discounted due to time. So, and time is a factor on this wall, isn't it? We've seen that happen quite a few times in qualies as well. And it's 16 degrees, 79% humidity, and we were both saying how it feels a little bit cooler here this evening, and less humid than this morning.
But it is actually more humid?
Yeah, according to that stat, absolutely, but you can feel it in the air. Now, the athletes down at the front, a lot of those were competing in Boulder. That is the top of the wall, 15 meters. And it's quite a unique wall, because for the men's route and the women's semi-final earlier on, it starts off on a 55-degree overhang. That's a brutal start for the athletes. And hard to set, I would imagine, as well. You must know about that as a route setter.
Yeah, because it has to be at the right level, not too easy, not too hard, but pumpy enough so that they don't really have a lot of power in the tank left.
Absolutely. Well, the setters have done a pretty good job, I think. The semi-finals, we did see quite a cruxy sequence for the men's route, which they would have wanted a few more athletes to get through that, so we had better separation. But generally, it's good. This is our starting list there, and we're going to start with the women's competition, and Gilles will be leading us off, and there Oh no, all of the athletes will be introduced first of all. Running through. And Team Japan, obviously I Mori in there, and you've been hanging out a lot with Team Japan. How is the feeling within the whole squad?
Doesn't really feel like a whole squad. They are close with each other, but they have their own little group that they always go by. And I also know Mori went to another cafe right after the semi-final before squeezing herself into ISO for the final.
So how she cheated on you with a different bagel cafe?
Well, I had other plan with Futaba.
Right. I still mate. And where is my bagel, by the way? I was half expecting a blueberry bagel today.
Maybe we'll ask Mori later on.
Maybe she's got one for me. Rosa Rekar in their second ever finals here. She was fourth in Briançon. Jessie Pilz, she's going for the overall title. Needs to come first or second to jump above Yanya. And then Erin McNeice, she got a podium the other day in Boulder. I hope her fingers have recovered from that. And then Annie Sanders got a gold medal in Boulder, and I know her skin was terrible. And then finally, Mori, the highest placing athlete from the semi-final, and she will climb last here today. So that's our 8 women. One of them will be the champion of Seoul by the end of this competition. Any predictions, May? Have you got any favourites out of that lot?
I try not to put any expectations, especially for elite finals, because you never really know what's going to happen. Someone might be in the best shape, but someone can still beat someone else with the hype and especially for maybe Jessie. I'd be quite psyched to see how competitive she looks on the wall later on.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I think looking at it, it's a very Chaehyun Seo route. It's a very Mori route. Might be an Annie Sanders route as well. And I'm saying this just because it seems to be more resistancy and there's lots of small holds at the top. So, the observation of the route took place earlier on today. And the athletes took 6 minutes to have a look at the route, try to work out what was going on it, spot the problems along the way, and try to work out how on earth to climb this thing, because it is a beast of a route. You're hearing a few banging here. We're just having some issues we're trying to sort out here in the commentary box, so we should be good now. And May is going to come back and join me in a second. Well, this is our wall. Men on the right-hand side, 55 degrees. The women's on the left here. And May, fairly simple-ish start, but quite physical moves on those black and yellow holds.
I think it's a lot of big moves and a commitment, but the holds didn't really look back from the ground. I think it's just the time issues. They don't really want to spend a lot of time on the first half of the route, because we were talking about the time, timing out on the route.
Yeah, exactly. And that timing out has been an issue throughout the competition, and it's been an issue for all of the women. Crimpy and Balancy, coordination finish along the top.
On the dual texture fit hold too.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for that. And then 15 meters tall, 55 for the men on the right-hand side. Well, I think we're pretty much ready to get underway here. You can see there's numbers on the wall. That is the score the judges will give for each hold, and a plus awarded to get to the top, to get using those holds. And that men's route with the red and white holds, the men starting with the black and yellow, and we're almost ready to get underway, and the climbers will be on the wall. So hello and welcome to Seoul. It's almost time to get going here, the women's final route, as we zoom in on that starting card. The athletes have a 15-meter wall ahead of them, and we can see the quick draws hanging from that route. The athletes have to clip a rope into each one of those clip draws to keep themselves safe. They can't miss any, you can't be free soloing, and the aim of the game is to end up at the top of the wall. And May, our route setter, here in the commentary box with me, Matt Crew. It's going to be fascinating to see this. And look, I've just spotted, May, we were reading this earlier, there's jibs underneath. They're quite hard to see, those.
Yeah. There's some holes that were really, really hard to look the deeper, how good they were. And the head root setter was telling us that it's not bad, but it's flat. It's not in-cut.
All right, so Jilulu to lead us off on this women's roots, the athletes' chance to get to grips with us, and the first time we get to see this as well. Jilulu up onto big slopey holds-ish. There is an in-cut in there, but you've got to do boosty moves between them.
And since they are that good, some of them might try to find a resting spot. But I wonder if you should keep going for a little bit more complex top part.
Yeah, there are nasty crimps up there, and as we've said a few times now, time is a factor. So yes, I think the athletes just need to keep going, because as you say, there's a temptation to put in big heel hooks, shake out for a long time here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the tactic. So Jilulu out onto the edge, the corner of the wall here, trying to find the good part of it. And it's quite a launch, this, up over the top with the right arm.
And the right hand that she's holding on to right now should be the...
Wow, she's really struggling with this.
I think she just is not finding that tick mark with the jib.
Oh, yes.
I think you're supposed to heel hook or toe hook on that to get your right hand again onto next hold. And then the one she's holding onto with her right hand is a Jortex.
Wow, you are right. So she hasn't, for some reason, hasn't seen it, hasn't spotted it, doesn't like it. And she's going for the high heel, which is going to be a really risky way, but she makes it work. Oof, drama down low then.
I wonder if she missed it by when she was trying to read a route, or she just forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked from that angle like it was right on her eye line as well. And in terms of time and energy, that has cost her, and we can see her resting here where I don't think she would have normally.
She's only got up maybe a third the wall, and then she's almost used 2 minutes. I don't really know what that means yet, because she's the first person out. But we find out.
Yes, we will. Well, regardless of its cost her time, it will have cost her energy. So she'll reset here up to another black volume on the left-hand side, and then purple crimps to go here. And you can see the scoreboard on the left that will indicate which athlete is highest. And of course, we have 8 to come on this as she reaches down, and she's struggling to get this quick draw in. It's been extended to try to prevent some of the rope drag. And shaking that left arm out. And a bump move over to another sloper.
It does look like a lot of Lee female climber route, because as you can see, it contains a lot of heel hug.
Yes, you're right. And there's some classic examples of that. Brooke Rabatou being one of those who always uses them. She's not here at this competition. I'm sure she's listening somewhere in the world. And Natalia Grossman, if people are wondering, she went home as well. Jilulu out to these feet. Now, this is an interesting section. You see those those big yellow footholds down by her knee. They aren't footholds. They're actually just to block the bolts. And the athletes, if they try to stand on them, will find there's no text. And it's much easier to do what Jilulu's doing here, which is to campus, but she's standing on them, which is risky.
According to the route setter, but she's making it work quite casually too.
She is. She's got to be careful of that right foot, though. But if you try to commit all your weight to it, if you try to walk across those, that's when she might get into some trouble.
I think it happened because some athletes were actually stepping on it in the semi-final. The route setters were like, we can't make them use those blocker, I don't know what that is called.
But see, this is the problem, and now she's kind of spotted that she just needs to campus into it. And she'll look for this. Now, I wondered if there was a knee bar here, but it's not. You can't, it's too scrunched up underneath yourself.
The hold she's holding it to looks quite good, but the position's uncomfortable.
Oh, and she falls. Well, it was an interesting run from Jilulu. And we'll have to see whether that heel hook she missed at the beginning was because she missed it or because it just feels so uncomfortable the athletes don't want to use it. Because that could happen too, you know? maybe.
I'm not sure.
May's looking at me. I wonder why she didn't use it.
For me, I thought she was looking for something, but it didn't look like she actually found what she thought there was. Maybe she couldn't really see it somehow.
Yeah, maybe. It seems so strange to me if she couldn't see it. It was right there on eye line. But yeah, I mean, your explanation is far more logical. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to sort of find some theories here.
But maybe we find out because her teammate Yuton is coming out next.
That's very true. So maybe the athletes read it together. We'll see. Next athlete is a couple of seconds away. Okay, Yutong Zhang will come out onto the stage in front of this Korean crowd. It's out in force today. There's a full audience watching. 21. Silver medal to her name. She qualified for the Olympics back in Jakarta for the Asian qualifier. And had a pretty good semi-finals. Zhang's been competing since 2018. And in Paris she was 13th, so outside of the finals. She's had some good results as well this season. 8th in Innsbruck was a particular highlight before lead. Right, underway now. And you can see her really sort of picking the pace up, climbing fast down low.
Yeah.
Now this is the interesting bit. So there is a tick mark on the edge of the wall that doesn't have a hold here. And then maybe that was it. You know, there's a tick mark down low that doesn't have one. Maybe she sort of didn't realise. Because that next one does have a hold on it.
Yeah.
Not quite sure.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not quite
I
sure.
didn't see the tick
No,
mark underneath.
I didn't either.
Maybe it was from previous. She did find a heel hook though.
Okay, so she's read it, I think, how the route set is intended here, which would imply that Zhang just made a bit of a mistake in that first run.
At least she made it work, so.
I'm amazed that she did, to be honest, because that high heel was looking super sketchy.
But you can see how, like, it literally costed her some time. She probably spent around a minute there.
Yeah, it definitely cost Zhang some energy. All right, so Yutong Zhang, no such problems from her. 4:40 on the clock. She gets in the heel. She'll make another clip. These are the quick draws I was talking about earlier on. You've got to clip every single one of them. It is actually fairly easy to miss them, or certainly, as we saw Jessie Pilz do, go past one. And this wall and the route goes all the way to the left before cutting back right on that, what's meant to be a no-foot traverse. Into a little bump of the feet to get across.
But I feel like almost every move she's been heel hooking. And that's the technique that a lot of lead climbers use when the quick draw is long enough but a little bit far out. So they make it swing first before they clip their own rope.
Well, here she goes, left heel in now. And the leaderboard on the left, it should be showing Zhang on the top spot. Isn't right now, but hopefully that will get sorted out so you guys can see. Okay, Yutong Zhang with the right heel. Oh, having to crank hard on that heel to get into the side pull.
Started to look a little tired.
And I think she is as well. Right.
We talked to Rosettos earlier, and he was saying that there's nothing hard, but it's quite physical.
Yeah, there's no real sort of uber crux in it, you know, some tricky sequence. It just depends where you start to run out of steam. And she's got a toe in underneath there. She's going to have to match that with the hands. That toe was like, it had super glue on it. It just stuck underneath.
And almost in the full split too.
Flexible stuff from the Chinese athlete right now. But she has perhaps got to drop that foot. That is the high point from Zhang.
barely catches it.
Yeah, very physical, that move. And that right arm, you can't really get a break from it. Tries to get the hips up as high as possible, and that right arm still in action as she goes onto the block crimp. Now, if she gets this one, she will move into the lead.
And she does.
Yeah, so there we go, 1 indicated on the board on the left here.
Still got some left in the tank.
And plenty of time, 2 minutes on the clock. Coming up to the head wall now. And drops back down, so indicating she's feeling maybe a little bit pumped. And also it did allow her to sort the rope out because she was kind of standing on it. All right, big left knee in here. And then crosses underneath and flags with that right foot. I think she's a bit too pumped to carry on at the moment. Yeah, and she does slip down. Now, I don't think that was so much slip as more fatigue for me when I saw it.
You think?
I just feel that sometimes foot pops happen because an athlete's tired.
Yeah, and then all the focus gets a little bit off.
Because she kind of stood on the rope, it was a bit messy as she brought through, and I think that just indicates that she was just not able to do the move cleanly.
But for me, it might have looked because she was trying to start moving. Like it might be, okay, I'm ready. And then she was trying to switch feet, but the rope, as you said, got in the way.
Yeah, it could be that as well, couldn't it? But I think certainly the back and forth that she did during that showed that she was pretty tired on that move. Well, regardless, she's down, but is in the lead at the moment. So 2 athletes gone, 6 to go, and Chaehyun Seo, the hometown hero, walks onto the stage to begin her run. Well, mate, look, tell us, you live in Seoul. What will she be feeling right now, do you think? I mean, it's such an exciting atmosphere out there.
I just lost my words.
The crowd here in the stadium, they're so excited every time a Korean athlete climbs. That must feel incredible as an athlete.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure how loud that can actually sound like to athletes when they're super focused. And there are some people that compete better and perform better when they hear someone else in the back that they know. And they should be really proud climbing in front of their dad, their mom, their best friends. And they have a lot of teammates who competed over the weekend. And I think they're here to cheer them on because there's only 1 each in the final from Korea.
We should just point out to everyone, by the way, that although you are a route setter, you didn't set this route. So you're an expert on movement and setting, but this isn't your creation.
No.
Okay, so Chaehyun Seo up. Nasty block crimp that. We didn't have it from that angle. And swings the feet through.
And she did find the heel hook that we were talking about.
Yeah, straight away as well. She just swung it into the heel. And then matches heel to hand. Chaehyun Seo's another one who's really good with those heel hooks.
And I heard she has a lot of, a really long AP-index.
I don't know exactly her
Plus
AP-index.
10 centimeter? Or a little bit more than that.
Wow.
And she's like a 164.
Yeah, 163 is a official stat. And AP-index, just to explain it, that's the length of your arms.
Yeah. And a lot of elite climbers tend to have longer arms compared to their own height. And I was talking to one of the Japanese athlete who competed for the lead, but she missed out on semifinal by a few spots. And she's 164, and her AP-index is 179.
Okay.
So plus 15 centimeter.
So she's got a very long reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Chaehyun, they said, is about the same.
Okay. Yeah, she's kind of the perfect build to be a climber, basically. All right, well, she's doing well at the moment. Climbing quickly, 4 minutes left on the clock here.
She has paced herself quite well, too. She's only spent 2 minutes to get past this black section.
And she's coming up to the sort of highlight of the bottom half of this route, which is this really powerful traverse from the left back into the middle of the wall. So So those footholds there. I mean, look, they are usable. Anything on the wall is usable, and the athletes will kick off it, and they're pretty used to standing on bad holds. But it is easier if you just campus through, and this is one arm hanging here above the crowd. And you can hear the gasps from them. She campuses outright. And I think she's looking fresher than Yutong Zhang did at this stage. Still pretty steep, the women's route. You can see they're 40 degrees into 25, but it's not as steep as their semi-final route. It was right in the middle on the 55. Now, this is where Yutong fell. Chaehyun Seo looks fresher.
She looks like her center of gravity is a lot higher, and her foot placement looks a lot more stable.
Oh, cracks in a hugely high foot up over the angle change and rocks up right onto it. Now, interesting sequence through here. She matches, goes right, and then finds the left hand.
And according to Ritsara, I think you're supposed to go up first and then come down to the side pull underclimb thing that we see in the screen on the volume with a little jib foot just before the angle changes.
Let's see if she does. So she's seen it, she looks down towards it, crosses under, yes, and then unwinds and trusts that right foot, but the right foot's bad there as well. 1 minute 48, time will not be a problem here.
She looks like she's still comfortable there.
I think you're right, she's looking fresh, although now it's starting to bump a little bit. A huge rock up once more. And a nasty crimp to come, more of a side pull above her head.
Crazy lock off.
Oh, she's really having to fight here. But she's still got enough energy to clip.
And plenty of time for her to finish.
I imagine she'll want to shake that left hand out. Yes, now she can drop it down. Can she recover in this position? We know how good she is on crimps. And you can see the crowd down below, the tents and sponsors' tents in the background. She is managing to have a shake.
She does look quite comfortable there.
She will have had a look at the time. She knows she's got it. But you do get to a point where no amount of shaking out will help you, and they can press her chest up against the wall to try to get something back. Bumps up. This could be the end for Shion Seo. It is. Well, she'll say goodbye, but I'm not sure. When I look down the list, and I think Erin McNeice, Annie Sanders, Mori, the top three, I don't think that's going to be enough for a win. I'm just going to put the prediction out there.
You never know, because she climbed faster. She definitely climbed faster, had better pace, and those three, like we talked about earlier in semifinal, they all timed out. They all made it to the top part of the route, and they still looked like they had some left. And Annie actually topped, but she was like 3-4 moves away from actually topping the route when she timed out.
That's a very good point, actually, mate. And we can see Shion looking down there, checking the clock before she had that pretty long rest at the top.
And in order to have that much long rest on the top of the wall, you have to get up that high, that quick as well.
Okay, well, the audience watch and wait. We're a couple of seconds away here from Rosa Rekar coming out onto the stage for the women. The youngster having won the Youth Championships. Let's see what she can do. So here she goes. She is the junior female champion for the youth circuit, starting to break onto the main stage. She got a bronze medal at FISI, which is the European competition in Slovenia. Sorry, the university competition in Slovenia. And then since then, she's been competing at European Championships, Youth Championships, but now she's back on a senior stage. At just 19, this is a lot to handle on these bright lights of a massive competition like this. But she looked fantastic in semi-finals.
She did. She came out early on, and she still got the furthest up until maybe last few people out.
All right, she gets going then. 5:42 on the clock. Now, see, she's where those ticks are. I think it's kind of to indicate a toe if you want it, perhaps. Maybe, he says, theorizing. But she didn't really need it anyway.
She did take a look a little bit, but I don't know if she's actually going to use it. It's a bit far out and down low.
And we saw how beautifully Chaehyun Seo did this move by sort of flowing into the heel and placing it. She spotted it as well. Boosts up. Well, risky section done. Now she can just focus on this kind of clock-shaped arc of the climb.
So in semi-final, you talked about some athletes overpower and they perform really well on the previous round, but they might not have some power left for the next round within the same day too. What do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, usually with an athlete, especially her age coming into the senior circuit, I say that could be a danger. But she's done so many competitions recently, and I think that will help her in this situation. She's used to these multi-day events. I think more it's whether the nerves and the sort of excitement will make her overgrip, overcommit to sections, perhaps.
Like the next section that's coming up.
Exactly that, yeah. And I think she can overthink it as well. This is, as you said, quite a straightforward route. Struggles to get this tip in. Shakes up and rests now. Gets in that long quick draw, right? This is the section here. Actually, it's simpler than it looks. You've really just got to commit to swinging the feet. Stop thinking about the feet themselves. So she is overthinking this a little tiny bit here. It's almost like that heel is so good that she's resting on it. She doesn't want to release it.
And also, I think that hand that she's holding on to is like worse than it looks. And since she's a little bit taller, she was struggling to get her right foot heel up.
Yeah, good point. And when she did release the heel, she had to hold a pretty nasty swing.
I wonder if that is to affect a few moves later on, where we saw two of Chinese athletes fall.
So far, Rose is looking good though. Going to try to use that foot. I don't know what she's standing. Is she on the...
On a bottle,
yeah.
I think.
Well, that is Chaehyun Seo's high point, 44 plus, so quite some way to go for Rose Rekar. If she wants to challenge for that, she should kick herself up on the provisional podium quite soon.
But she does look like she has a bit more left.
Yeah, another bit of a fiddle with the quick draw. It's in now. Yeah, so that will be up to third position at the moment. That score will tick up if she just gets a hold more. So that will be provisional second. There is the angle change once more. And that high foot, but she nearly lost it. There wasn't many fingers involved there. She matches, and for the first time, it looks like she's in some trouble.
She somehow gets through. And managed to also get a clip as well.
Still on the wall, still fighting Rose Rekar. She drops back down, just shakes out that arm for the briefest of moments.
She would have to bump her foot up to the one by her knee. This like yellow thing that we can't really see because of her leg right now.
And she keeps looking down at it, doesn't she? Out she comes, stretches.
Or maybe not.
Seemed like she grew a couple of inches there to get to the hold. And then this move, but this is so difficult when you're tired, that unwind and cross through. I'm gonna find the right part of this sloper now.
And this is like either a match before you bring your foot up, but when you're pumped, matching the slow branding, bringing your foot really high is really, really hard. Because you can't pull yourself up with your forearms.
Oh yeah, she's in some trouble. She saved it with an inside flag. It's not going to be the high point, but it's a strong performance up to 39.
Only 5 moves away from Chaehyun Seo.
Yes, I'm very impressed with her. Like, just 19, you wait next year.
Yeah, I'm really excited for how much she can improve within the off-season.
Yes, I think the junior circuit might say goodbye to Rosa Rekar next year. I'm not sure we'll see her on that much. Maybe Youth World Champs again. But I think it's time the senior circuit. We had her full attention. It's going to be great. Okay, so she unties Marco Scolaris, IFSC president, down at the front left there as we look at the results as they stand so far. Chaehyun Seo in 44 plus, Rosa Rekar 39, Yutong Zhang 30 plus, and Jilulo on 30. That is our top 4 with 4 to go. So with those 4 athletes to go, there are some big names. Jessie Pilz out next, Erin McNeice, Annie Sanders, and then of course Mori to finish things off. And the podium awaits for them. So May, it's going to be an exciting finish to this women's side of the competition.
And Jessie Pilz is the person I'm really excited to watch, because you talked about the overall ranking. And if she gets first or second in the end, she will be standing on top of the podium for the series.
Yes, she will, and that will be her second ever lead series win. But if she doesn't, Janja Garnbret, it will be her 6th lead series title, and she'll be the first athlete ever to win 6 titles in a single discipline, which is pretty incredible. I mean, she is already, you know, just
a legend.
Yeah, exactly. Every accolade under the sun, but she'll add another big one to her name if Jessie slips. Yeah, and you're choosing not to compete. She was here over the Boulder competition, but not climbing. It was actually quite funny to see Janja in a non-competitive mode. I asked her if she found it strange, and she was like, no, it's lovely. You know, I could just watch
I talked to her
it.
as well, and she was like, I'm so happy not to be on the mats right now.
Oh, we're watching some replays of earlier on. Jilulo led us out first. And it did look like she got pumped quite early on and did make that mistake down low. I think we can now call a mistake by not spotting that heel.
Yutong had some left in her tank, but she sadly slipped by stepping in the rope as she was trying to switch her feet.
Yeah, exactly. Slipped. And let's see it there. Oh, we're not going to, but she tried to match those feet. And then this lady in the top spot at the moment got through the crimpy section, found a sort of a shakeout around about here we're watching. She also fell before the traverse. And there's a sort of a paddle dino jump to finish this thing off.
I heard that maybe you can match on the first one and then you like just have to drive yourself off of that with the Jortex. Got pretty good fit.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to see if someone tries that out, especially some of our boulders coming up. Erin McNeice, for example. Okay, so here is Jessie Pilz going for the overall title. Generally just loves competing.
One thing I really love about those athletes who's been competing for a very long time is that their dedication when they know what they need to do to win something is crazy.
And you can see the pace Jessie started things off. She timed that semi-final run really well, probably the best of all of them. I know she slipped, but she had like 2 minutes to go or something at the top. And she's got the same kind of determination with this one. She'll know it's a long route, a long wall. Of course, bronze medalist at the Olympic Games as well. You can see the rings there on her ankle.
Oh, is that the tattoo she got after or before Olympics?
So I don't remember which Olympic she got it on, whether it was after the first one or the second one, but we're seeing lots of shots, so I'm presuming it's the second one. I can't actually remember if she had a tattoo from before. She is a double Olympian. She matches back on that right arm. And Jess is slightly taking the pace off here, which I think is clever. You know, it's so physical this. You don't want to be out of breath as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Competing since 2010.
Started competing in 2010.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, she's only 27 as well. She's got a lot of time left. All right, out towards the big side pull now, and a heel in up high.
And this is the section where Rosa had a bit of struggle trying to get her foot up.
Whoa, Jessie just spans it out.
Just split it out.
Mate, you were shaking your head as she did that move.
It is very classic for a lot of female climbers to do so. And I would be the one doing that too, because I don't ever want to cut feet on the lead wall, ever.
More of the Annie Sanders refusing to do anything dynamic. Well, Jessie's read this pretty well, you know, because she's not necessarily, well, now she is, so I'll be quiet, but I thought she wasn't going to stand on them.
The fact that she's flipping off of the foothold that we thought no one would be stepping on. For those top athletes, it just maybe looks like a joke. Yeah,
I mean, the setters said, look, this is lead climbing. The athletes have got to find their own way. It's part of the game. And, you know, they do allow that creativity to come in for the athletes. And I think it's a sign of good setting when we do see that. Okay, high foot. Hits the crimp. Rosa Rekar Shion Seo way above Jess's head at the moment. 3 minutes, so half her time gone now.
Is she faster than Chaehyun? About the same?
Yeah, about the same, I think. Right, rocks up.
She still looks quite solid on the wall.
She does. That pinch is not very good. We got a shot of it earlier on. It's pretty slopey. Marginal hold. You've got a crank on it. That's the hold where Rosa grew a couple of inches and Jessie made it look a little more in reach.
And this is where we were talking about when you're tired. I think you're supposed to bring your left foot up high on where she has her thumb on at the moment, but with that slopey hold on the right side.
Yeah, and every athlete's kind of searched around up there. It's obviously...
I wonder if it's like left hand cross into it first, like she did, and then bring her foot up.
Yeah, I think she wanted to just pull straight off it and realised her body was in the wrong position, like too far to the left.
And then with her left hand still left on the hold that she wanted to step on, I think she made the smart choice of trying to do a different beta right away.
Wow, she's a good lead climber. Like, it's just... Oh, but she's close now. Those elbows going up.
And still gets the quick throw.
And remember, watching at home, she will not know that this is the high point. She hasn't seen Chaehyun Seo compete. So she won't know that she's about to jump up into the lead. But we do. And remember that overall title. This is a big deal for Jessie.
I think at this point, with like how long a lot of people were on the wall, because you have to wait for your turn, she knows that she needs to get this high in order to place first and second, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, it's a really good point there, yeah. They'll know their timings, especially someone as experienced as Jessie. But standing on this no-tex now, risky stuff. Hits the left hand.
Sticks it.
Whoa, okay. Third, 26 seconds. She's tying this so well.
It should be enough for her.
There's the top. Now we think match this and then just go for a jump. Paddle styly. Foot on the bolt cover. Is the feet going to feel terrible? She's going to try to do it kind of statically, you know. Yes, she is. Or forget the jump. She's going to top the route. 2 seconds though, May. She's not going to top the route. Now, she's been timed out on that.
That is so heartbreaking.
She gave a look down at the belay, you know, as well. I think she wanted that rope to come a little bit quicker, and she's going to walk over with a shake of her head.
But I think she did spend a bit too long trying to get herself ready for the first few moves. And I'm not sure if the route setters saw that happening with stepping on the
is
quick
a
rope
bit
blocker.
grabby. Look at it. Now, I don't know if that was because of the rope drag.
I don't think so. She only had like 2 seconds left.
No, I mean, what I mean is, like, when she was pulling the rope, you could see a little bit of resistance going on. She was shaking her head looking down. So I think she was implying that there wasn't enough slack given, but I have a feeling that it was more the rope drag through the system which made it hard, perhaps.
Yeah. Either or that. I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, we had to be quiet there for a pause point. Right, Erin McNeice out, the third to last athlete to compete.
It's crazy to see progression to finals for her is 100%.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. That is crazy, isn't it? I wonder if that's just for Lee. I think it is just for Lee.
Yeah, I think it is just for lead. And then the fact that she hasn't won any medal yet.
But remember, this is kind of her first season. So, you know, I mean, she got her first medal the other day.
Yep.
How'd you make it 2? Right.
I think she knows that she climbed a bit too slow in the semi-final because she looked down and then she knew she timed out. So I wonder if she's trying to change her pace in the beginning this time.
She goes for 2 toes around the corner. I do think that is what that tick mark is, you know. It's kind of implying a toe.
You think?
I just think it would be very unusual for the setters to leave a tick in that obvious if it wasn't for something. You know, they're not trying to trick the athletes.
That is true. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe that's the new thing.
Oh, that would be too mean, though.
I think it's a little harsh if they did that, yeah. Russian roulette with the holds, not so good. All right, gets the clip in. But remember, Erin's done a lot of climbing last couple of days. She did get Friday off. I'm not sure how much you can rest in one day, though.
For those young guns, though, I don't ever see them actually getting tired.
That's true. I need about a 2-week holiday after some stuff, but yeah, they're a different breed.
Like, I've only seen... I don't know if I've seen Erin get pumped over one bordering round.
Let's see, she's going to have to fight hard here, though. And she'll know from that crowd's reaction that Jessie either topped the route or got very close, you know? So Erin will be aware of what she has to do in order to win the competition.
If they were to all top within time, it's going to be a comeback. And if it's still the same, then it's going to be the time to the top, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I'm never quite sure exactly once you get to that level, but comeback is the main thing, you know?
Yeah.
I think you'd have to have some draws deep into the competition for time to be a factor. Okay, Erin is looking okay at the moment. She moves up to hold 21. Keeps checking the clock, showing just how aware she is of that time.
Her pace is a little bit slower than Jessie Pilz.
Yeah, and Jessie was climbing fast, and she still timed out.
But she did have a little time to rest on the top.
That's true.
So whether you like keep the pace and you just keep the pace up onto the top, or you go fast and you rest.
Erin puts in a right heel, drags that toe. That was a bit awkward. And crosses through. Our camera panning underneath her. She's pretty high up on the wall at this stage, about halfway now. And I can't see her having many problems with this section.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
No one seemed like they had any problem with it.
Oh, wow.
Finding a new method. Another split.
I just realized my head is sideways. I'm literally turning to look at the screen. Like a 90-degree angle on that one.
That's what it looks like from straight back.
And bumps out with that hand.
She had a slight right foot slip.
Comes into the pinch here. Well, that's the leaderboard as it stands. So that's where Jessie was timed out, literally at the top.
So it is 48 moves to the top, and if you would have to clip within the time to get the top score.
Yes. All right, so up she goes with the right. High foot coming.
She's a little concerned with her foot placement.
Oh, that was close.
She probably wanted to have her left foot high, but she managed to make it work.
Oh, she saved it. Now rocks up on that left foot. And crosses out. Okay, Erin is still looking fresh, despite that little slip down low.
But she only has a minute left.
Yeah, true.
I think she rested a lot through the second half or the 2/3 of the section.
All right, well, she doesn't rest for that long there. I think slightly less time than Jessie, but look, straight. Oh no, she's no.
Yeah. But this is a section where people have been kind of like, do I go right, left, or do I bring my left hand up?
Well, she's also hesitating a bit. I thought she was going to commit immediately to the sequence. I was about to say that, it's a good bit of reading from her, but I think that right hand is wrong. 23 seconds now. She's going to get timed out on this one. Oh, just holds the left hand.
And it is about how far she can get to.
Yeah, she'll know the time is gone here. She's just got to keep going. Forget about the quick draws almost, just keep climbing. She'll drag it in though. 5 seconds. Can she get to that silver point? 1 second. No, she can't. But she's still definitely had energy left.
Yeah.
And I don't think she knows she's been timed out. The B-layer will sort of short rope her a little bit to let her know. And there we go. Down Erin comes. And yeah, 3rd place for her. I'm trying to work out how on earth anyone can top this route in terms of time. We've seen some of the faster ones not do it.
I mean, Jessie was the closest one to do it, and she still didn't have enough time. And as we talked about it, it looks like, I think it's quite like possible for them to rest over hold and hold in the middle section. And I think like how intimidating they are to get to the last part of it. They want to keep taking a break.
Yes, and Annie Sanders and Mori are not known for their speed, let's be honest here. So it could be a dramatic end to this comp as the athletes will attempt to get to Jessie's high point. So here is Annie Sanders, our gold medalist from the other day, and has a certain sort of, I don't want to call it swagger because that's so opposite of her character, but there is some confidence in her step at the moment, as it would be after that gold medal.
No, I was really, really happy for her gold medal, like especially after such a good performance on the last 2 borders in the bordering final. And it's really worth a watch. There's a replay on YouTube, right?
Of what? Of this round?
Of the bordering final?
Yeah, so there's a few things on YouTube. So there's the highlights we make. It's available in certain countries on YouTube and not all, but we have a very good, if I say it so myself, highlights show, free to watch. And also, I did an interview with Annie the other day, and you can see the full of that final boulder. And it was in yesterday's Climbing Club show. Thanks, mate. That was a good plug, by you. Professional. All right, Annie Sanders. This is what she needs to do. She's more than capable of topping this route. She just needs to hurry up.
Yes.
If someone could pass on that note, please.
I think she knows. They've climbed, and she knows she's timed out, even though she topped the route in the semi-final. And she did the same thing in qualifiers.
Well, that's what worries me. She did it once, then did it again.
But it's just, I think, for them to... I think it's riskier for them to change their own pace than to, like, get it quicker and maybe make a small mistake to get them... not get them as high as they can possibly get.
Yeah, you are totally right. I just would love her to climb quickly. You know, it's one of those. But yeah, she does need to do it. And I think sometimes if you dramatically alter your own pace, as you say, you can make mistakes, and we don't want that. So,
I think Annie and Mori are a few climbers that I haven't really seen any foot slip, especially on lead route, and that's how consistent they are with their own pace, which also indicates they are a little bit of a slow pace climber, because they're very precise with how they're going to place their feet and the hands. And she's struggling a little bit.
She is. It's just a bit out of reach, and she tried it a few times before readjusting. And will now stretch it, and she'll know that, yeah, that was a bit of an error. Out she goes, spread out on the wall now with that toe hook locked in.
To me, though, she's already climbing quicker than the past 2 rounds.
Yeah, you can see it in her body, like it is a bit different. But I think it just comes at you. Suddenly you think you've got a lot of time on this route, and something happens in the top sector, and it goes.
Yeah, I thought Erin might have had enough time. But she did spend a lot of time resting in the purple and the yellow section there.
Yeah. I have a feeling that this traverse makes you tired, and then suddenly you're on crimps, and although you can stay on the crimps, it's hard to progress. And Annie will want to find a way of doing this as statically as possible as well. Oh, fair play.
And I think it's kind of a natural way of thinking for a lead climber. If they find a jug, they're supposed to rest.
Yeah. Oh, fig 4 up high to make the clip.
You're so psyched for that.
I love it. I just love it. I just think it's cool that it kind of seems like the climbers have learned a new trick, you know, because it used to be a kind of a gimmicky thing that you sometimes do, but I genuinely think it could be helpful now. Plus, it's really hard to do.
It is not easy. I don't know if any of you watching this tried it, but I do not like it.
No, I don't either. It kind of pulls my shoulders out of the socket. Okay, stretching left now. She's got 2 minutes on the clock. It's good.
It's not bad.
No, it's good.
And I think the last section of the wall is like really, really her style. Very static. Gas on, small holds. And slabby, but that might also change her pace, so she has to be careful with that.
Yeah, true. Well, she checked the clock just then. That's the high foot. But yes, it's very much her style, these small holds. And that might help. Maybe she won't rest as long on them. You know, she'll find them easier.
So I talked to Annie's mom after the qualification round, and the reason why she timed out was as soon as she got into the last part of the wall, she got into a slab climbing mode, which she went really slow and ended up having a few seconds out on the clock to top the route.
Yeah. Now that is interesting, yeah. Because it is a very slabby head wall. It's unusual.
And because it is very consistent and you can keep holding onto it, it kind of makes you move slower.
I think the athletes must have read this as a right hand up, and then that jib is a foot.
Yeah, because the right foot jib, I think if you're tall enough, like Mori, I think would definitely choose the one right below, and then left hand onto the sloper.
Oh, she stretches up.
Is she ignoring that on purpose? Or maybe she just doesn't need it.
Yeah, maybe that. But 38 seconds is suddenly there. And Jess's high point is a long way away still. I think she's going to get up to second, but whether she can get first, I don't know.
Well, she did look at the time. I don't think she's going to stop.
She can't afford to, although she suddenly does look a bit tired here. Maybe kicks the right foot up. That should be second place for her.
She would have to make a splash out of it.
Yeah, she'd have to jump all the way across. It's not going to be the high point, but I think it's going to be second. Is she going to use this hold, though? Yes. Well, we'll wait for the scores to be updated because I don't think they have been yet. She's going to carry on because she won't know. Must be hard to hear with the sound there. She hasn't realised she's out of time, but she is.
It's a bit a bummer for her to time out on every round.
Yes.
I wonder if that's going to affect their training cycles on upcoming season. What do you think?
I think it only seems to happen on permanent walls. Like it happened in Copper and it happened here. I think when you get a pre-built comp wall like in Chamonix or somewhere like that, it doesn't happen as much. And we're not necessarily coming back here next year. So
that is true.
You know, maybe, yes. But I think for most of them, the pacing is okay. But it's a good question, mate, yeah. And we've seen it quite a few times this season. So perhaps everyone will sort of like realise they have to step it up again.
But that's always been a problem for the elite climbing, so...
Yeah, well, the signs are out in force, and the final athlete, Mori, is about to walk onto the stage. And here she is. And look, this is a lady that you've spent quite a lot of time with. You know her well. Just tell us a little bit about Mori, because she's a hard person to get to know.
That is true. I think it took a long time for me to get a smile back from her. But I kept on saying, hi, 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 every time I saw her at the gym. But I've also known her and known her family for a very long time.
So is she shy just to everyone? Because because I've talked to her on camera, and she's when you actually talk to her and spend time with her, everything opens up.
I don't think she's shy. I think it's just she thinks a lot before she talks, and she chooses words, and then by the time she's choosing the word, people think, oh, she's kind of a quiet person, but she really isn't.
Yeah. Well, she's got a lot of people's support in this stadium. She is underway here, and you can see she is climbing quickly.
She has looked the same ever since she's like 5, 10 years old, but she's now 20. Or 21.
Okay. All right. It's quite exciting with the time, isn't it? Like, I know we don't ideally want athletes to get timed out. We want to see them falling maybe more, but it sort of adds another level of drama. But I have a feeling the athletes will dislike it as much as I like it.
But she seems to be climbing a little bit faster and a little bit more dynamic than her usual climbing style. So she might know that some people have timed out with the crowd. But I don't know if she listens to the reaction from the audience before she climbs.
Yeah, some don't. Some have headphones in and they don't want to hear it. I think this comes down to not necessarily speed on the route. It comes down to not resting.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, because it's a true test of endurance at that point. You know, it's like if you find good recovery points and you can get it back, fine. But surely the ultimate test of a lead route, being an endurance sport, is if you have all that endurance. So it's, I don't know, to me it's interesting. It's like fumble. Every fumble like this will be costing time. See, this is the thing, I start looking for the second, how you could save time on this.
But she hasn't really been resting a lot, and then this is like one of the first sections that we've seen a lot of people shake their hands before they keep moving. It seems like she's going to keep moving. It's quite impressive and interesting because I haven't really seen her move that fast on the wall, to be honest.
Yeah, and do you remember Jessie Pilz? Remember she had to come first or second? Well, she is guaranteed first or second now, so that does mean that she's won the overall title for 2024.
I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, good effort. I mean, she's done so many comps this year as well. But we'll talk about Jessie after I, because currently we're focusing on her. But yeah, there we go. See the confirmation of it. So Jessie will take the overall. Yanya will have to wait another year before claiming title number 6.
Another legendary moment.
Yep. Had a few this year, haven't we? Now, this is cool. We don't often see that from her.
I think that was Seta's intention, but most people ended up just going with locking off campus or using their feet. She is on a good pace so far, but this is where the pace changes. I wonder if she can keep going with her own pace that she's kept for the rest of the route or not.
Yeah, how long can you grit your teeth and sort of, keep not resting, keep fighting a pump? But she's so gutsy, she can do this. Also, Annie Sanders guaranteed a medal too, so that's 2 out of 2 for her, which is quite rare in different disciplines. Okay, flicks the foot around the rope. Just got to dig deep here, fight through, but this awkward sequence is to come. And I think it's also about if you read this correctly and quickly.
This is where people started to slow down a little bit.
Now, if she commits to this move with the left hand, this is very good from Mori. It is. Look at this. So she
looking good.
All that was is one look to check and then back down. Full commitment. 1 minute 25. She's got the time.
She's got the time, but I don't want her to stop.
Keep going,
She's the first person to clip that clip from that handhold because everyone just wanted to get out of it right away.
Yeah.
But a minute left.
All right, this is so nerve-wracking. She's still talking. I just want to be screaming to keep going.
Less than 1 minute left.
Now, for the first time, she pauses, makes an adjustment with the feet. I'm kind of watching through my fingers here at this. 48 seconds, and she's in some trouble, She might fall. Forget the time, finish the route. Left foot, right on a sloper. Oh, that's a nasty thing to stand on with that no-tech surface. I don't think you can.
She's not liking this.
No, she's not, and maybe this is it, because she didn't pause. Maybe she's too burnt out on the top.
She does look a bit stretched out here.
Maybe this gamble hasn't worked for Mori. 14 seconds. She does now pull through. 10 seconds.
Can she make a move?
She realizes the time. 5, no, she's not got time on this. Jessie is going to win this competition, and she does. Mori will top out the route, but she will get timed out, and Jessie will get the 48. Mori will come into second, Annie Sanders third. May, that was
just so crazy. We both lost ours for the last 30 seconds. I was fighting for the last few moves she made.
Wow, that was very exciting. And you could see, that was the moment she realized the time, and you could just see the franticness comes in as she made the clip.
I am kind of curious to ask those three a question, whether are they happier because they topped the route, but they're more frustrated because they didn't top the route within the time they were given.
It's a good point. Well, this is confirmation. Jessie Pilz on the top spot, followed by Mori, and Annie Sanders takes her second medal of the competition. Chaehyun Seo just outside of the podium. Erin McNeice, then Rosa Rekar, Yutong Zhang, and Ji Lu Law make up our top 8. Wow.
this is the dedication I was talking about for Jessie Pilz.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Well, amazing from her. The Olympic bronze medalist will take a gold medal on the last league comp of the season. Okay, well, the athletes will congratulate each other. I'm Mori Stan. It's worth mentioning as well, let's say that I had topped that route and Jessie had topped the route. Then I would have won due to count back.
So did Annie.
Yeah.
I think it would be I'm Mori and Annie and Jessie, but Jessie got to 48. And right before she clipping that top clip, the time went out. She only had 2 seconds left, a second left when she grabbed the top hold.
Yes, she did. Wow, wow, what a dramatic way to finish off the women's final. Their year is done, but remember, we've still got the whole of the men's final to come. And that route goes through the steepest part of this wall, the 55 degrees. Wow. Well, flower ceremony to come, then I'm going to go and have a little chat with Jessie. Down at the front. May, you can take a breather. Have a cup of coffee or something. And yeah, returning for the men's, please.
Yes.
Awesome, you can see Team Japan down at the front. All right, well, it's time for me to go down to the front. But I'll talk through this ceremony. In fact, I'm going to go down to the front. So, mate, I'll see you in a bit, and I'll see you guys very soon on air.
The third place, representing the United States of America, Amy Sanders. The second place, representing Japan, I'm Mori. The first place, representing Austria, Jessica Pilz. Okay, let's have a photo time. 지금부터 시상을 하도록 하겠습니다. The flower ceremony will be presented by Seoul Sports Council 강태성 시장님 시상을 해주시면 되겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. Third place representing USA, Amy Sanders. Congratulations. Second place, Japan, I'm Mori. First place, representing Austria, Jessica Pilz. 축하드립니다. Athletes, from now on, we have a photo time with VIP Kang-tae-sung. Thank you, thank you. All the athletes, only 3 athletes, photo time, let's have a photo time. Thank you, congratulations. Athletes, go back to the stadium. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Thank you. 정리가 되는 대로 잠시 후 남자 리드 파이널리스트들에 대한 선수 소개 시간을 가지도록 하겠습니다. 잠시만 기다려 주시기 바랍니다. 자, 여러분 오늘 어떻게 리드 여자 결승전이 끝났습니다. 재밌게 보고 있으세요? 재밌으세요? 좋습니다. 아쉽게 대한민국 차혜연 선수가 참여에 들지 못했지만 그래도 너무나 최선을 다해줬고 이제는 남자 리드 결승전만을 남겨두고 있습니다. 준비가 되는 대로 여러분에게 안내해 드리도록 하겠습니다.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
There's a light.
Yeah, we're good. Jessie, congratulations. What a gold medal that was. It came down to time at the end of the day. Everyone seemed to be fighting against that. Was it just one of those routes where it was hard to climb within the time?
Yeah, it was a quite long route, so I knew I had to be fast. It was kind of part of the game on this route. And yeah, I got a bit short roped on the top, so I thought maybe this will decide. But I also knew if the others top, they will be in front of me because of the countback. But yeah, I didn't expect that actually.
It was amazing to watch you, and all season you've had an incredible season. Bronze medal at the Olympics, obviously, gold medal now. This is an amazing way to finish off your season.
Yeah, for sure. I really didn't expect it. It's, I think, only my third World Cup medal, gold medal. So quite happy, and what an end of the season, yeah.
The real question is, are you more happy about the medal or the cuddly toy?
More about this one. I saw it in bouldering already at the flower ceremony, and I really wanted it. So I tried hard today to get it.
Well, look, Jessie, congratulations. What a way to end your season. Good luck for next year and have a great holiday.
Thank you.
Cheers, see you later.
people. Please move your position. May I have your attention, please? There are too many people in front of the wall right now. Please move your position. LED 쪽에 있는 선수들 그리고 팬분들이 안전사고를 방지하기 위해서 조금만 떨어져 주시길 바라겠습니다.
Well, everyone, we are back in the commentary box. And almost time for the men to get underway. Mate is joining me. Mate, you've been wandering around outside. What's it? Just describe a little bit the atmosphere in the stadium right now.
A little bit humid, not that cold. I think it was a little bit colder in the morning. And people were psyched to get autographs, so they were asked to move away from the stage because they were a little too close and the men was about to start.
Yes, well, we are getting ready for the men here as they walk out onto the stage. One more route to go, 8 athletes to finish things off. We already know our women's podium, and now it's time for the men's turn. And the 8 men who are out on stage, well, they'll be battling hard tonight. Sam Avezou, he was in the last position here. Sorato Anraku qualifying in first. We were talking earlier about which Sorato would turn up, whether it would be the amazing Sorato or the less good Sorato. And it was the amazing Sorato, hey? And then the man whose surname I struggled to pronounce, go on.
Yuta Maizumi.
Maizumi, that's better, right?
That was a lot better.
Nailed it.
Representing Japan, Shion
And then Shion Mata, who we were hearing some fun stories about earlier on.
Fishing and forgetting harness for a lead climb.
Yes, the fishing was mine, the harness was yours. Tai Hama.
He also found his own flow in the semi-final route to proceed himself into final.
And Sorato Anraku
was the only one to get past that stacked field of 36 to 36 plus.
Yes. All right, well, that's our top 8. They'll leave the stage and we'll get reset for Sam Avezou, who'll come out first. And the men's route, that red and white holds into the yellow, into the teal, I guess we can call it, and then finishing kind of about the same position as the women's. Jessie, by the way, was holding that cuddly toy so tightly, and I'm now slightly jealous of it.
I know, I want one too, and I asked Annie's mom. Annie's mom's giving it to someone else.
Oh, what? Yes, I did see a big box of them earlier on, and the temptation to steal it, I will be honest, was quite high.
Well, Mori was aiming for that doll. So at least she achieved one of the goals that she had for this trip.
Yeah, fair play, aye. Right, this is the men's route. Goes into the 55 degrees straight away. Up through the roof. Risky compression on no-tex. Yes, there's a nasty jump kind of move, or not a jump, but a big right hand across on that no-tex, which will definitely freak the men out just a little bit. And then body position through the top sequence. This long head wall with some pretty small holds. Crimps at the top. And then the finishing hold right in the middle of the wall, pretty near the women's route. 48 holds.
Same as the women's route.
And this was the men observing the route earlier. You can see the Japanese reading it together. I'm so excited, by the way, to have Yoshiyuki in this league final.
I know, I'm really excited and really happy for him as well.
I don't remember the last time he made the lead final. I'll have a little look at the stats on that one, because... Oh, no, not too far long ago. Briançon. No, he wasn't in Briançon. Yeah, it's been quite a long time. He was 9th in Briançon. They just missed out.
A spot away from...
It's been a long time. Wuzhang, 2023 was the last time, so yeah, a while. But good to have him back. And of course, Paul Jenft, the tallest man in the field, always fascinating. There he is with the binoculars on to see how he reads the routes.
I still haven't figured out how to pronounce that thing, but yes.
Pronounce what? Oh, the binoculars.
I haven't looked it up. Save it for the next season, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You work on that. I'll work on Imazumi.
That was a little off.
I'm just going to call him Yuta, that'll be it. Well, let's have a look at our top 8. Sam, Avezou, Yoshiyuki Ogata, Paul Jenft, Yuta Imazumi, Dohyun Lee, Shion Mata, Tai Hama, and Sorato Anraku. 5 Japanese athletes in this top 8, and Dohyun Lee will give something for this crowd to shout about when he enters the stage. 2 French athletes as well with Sam Avezou and Paul Jenft. So, could kind of be anyone's on this, but I think the way Sorato is climbing today, he's got to be the favourite on paper.
And Dohyun Lee?
Dohyun Lee, yes. I think if it's his route and it suits him, then maybe. But I do think when Sorato's on form, he's pretty hard to beat. And from that semi-finals performance, I think he's in that zone. But maybe he'll be tired, maybe he'll make mistakes. It's all to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the man-led final. Representing France, Sam Avezou.
Sam Avezou then, 23 years old. He comes onto the stage. And that, by the way, that progression from finals, that's from semi-finals to finals, if that makes sense, that stat. Okay, Sam, he dries his hands, gives a nod to the judges. And this man's got multiple medals recently, not in Paris, but copper, he was 3rd, got a bronze there. The lead for the European champs, he was 2nd, he won the Boulder. And Boulder and lead, he also won, so nearly made it the clean sweep in terms of being the European champ. And they are physical moves here, and the setters said that actually this sequence was really quite difficult down low.
I think it's just finding the right spot to grab, and also how steep it is might change the game a little bit.
Yeah, the setters have been really wrestling with this problem, which is, you know, especially for qualification, you don't want people falling off too low. And yet, when you've got a 55-degree overhang, that's a very tricky bit of setting to do. And still make it challenging enough, obviously. We don't want it to be a juggler. Okay, Sam is approaching the first of the really hard moves here. This big kind of throw to a no-tax. He doesn't pause at all. Wow. And then a jump on no-tax.
Used to it.
I've tried to climb on those things, and the idea of jumping into them is...
But how locked off he is, though, he's definitely not liking it, but making it work still.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're getting used to it by now.
I have yet to fully touch and climb on it. I've touched it a few times, but I have never really climbed on it. How does it feel to climb on those holes, especially on the lead route?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried it on a lead route. I've tried it in Boulder. I mean, it's just as you'd expect. There's just no friction on it. I mean, it's one of those, if you sort of suspend disbelief, it works okay. Like, if you don't think about it too hard.
But once you think about it being a dirt tax.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I think. Well, Sam is cleanly through anyway. And has a drop knee in. And there's this move here, the setters were telling us, is pretty old school, the big drop knees. Sam stretches up, kicks right. A few tricks along the way here. All right, Sam has a look up.
It's quite, also I was going to mention that in female final round earlier, but we see a few female climbers to time out, but we never really see a male climber to time out on the lead route.
Yeah, I mean, most men seem to fall off the routes. You know, like the difficulty level seems really tough.
And I think the pace is also like usually faster. I can't really remember anyone who's like super slow and steady in terms of climbing time compared to female climbers.
Yeah. Well, Sam hasn't done this quick draw from the position, changes position, kicks her right foot up. And then crosses through. He's done really well, you know. Oh, creeps up to that right hand.
Left hand doesn't look good either.
No, and he falls right just above the head wall for Sam. So around about 34 is his high point. So the first athlete out, that's an impressive climb from him as well. So this is down low on these big balls, and they're difficult because there's a lot that you could hold on to, but only bits of it that actually feel good in the correct body position. This was the big throw with the right hand. And the clip, this is later on. And this is where he fell.
The left-hand sloper looks nasty.
Yeah, he's like Sam agrees with
he's
you.
just like looking back and forth of his own hand and the sloper.
Yeah. Okay, next athlete out will be Yoshiyuki Ogata.
Do you think he's going to speed again?
I think he's going to have to. I think it's the only thing he knows how to do on a lead route. It's just pure intensity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he does that. I don't know why he does it. Maybe it's just his style.
I think it's just his style.
Yeah. Because I think he used to joke with me about it at the beginning of the season, especially, where, you know, when we had more defined Boulder and lead seasons, that he said, I'm just not in shape for lead, so I'm just going to climb really fast. You know, and that was what he was telling me.
But someone who's not ready for a lead final is not going to make
No, exactly.
final just by speeding it faster.
No, I think it's just become his technique now. You know, it's the way he does it.
He is climbing fast.
He is climbing fast. It's good to see. I think time is less important on this men's route compared to the women's route. Making quick work of this sequence. It's tougher than it looks here. Yoshiyuki drops the right foot underneath and gets the clip in before committing to the no text. Hits it now, eyes up the left. He's going to have to just leap for it. Oh no, he doesn't. Wow.
He had a heel hook on the left hand.
Well, there we go. That's maybe a less risky way to do it.
Or maybe it's just his own way to do it. He looks quite focused.
Yeah, he does indeed. Lots of time on the clock as well. That was close though. Right hand, which is blocked by that white hold.
I was a little bit worried for that move now because his right foot hit the Durtex part before he hit the friction part. Like less than 2 minutes in, and he's already almost 2 thought up on the wall.
Yeah, and again gets a high heel. Has to make room for his hand as he rocks up on that heel and changes it into a toe.
He's starting to be a little shaky.
Yes, isn't he? There's the clip. I think he's in some trouble here.
I think the next one looks quite decent.
If he can turn it, hits the double Gastons. What a fight.
And somehow makes a clip work. That's insane. Now he finds a better spot and just keeps going anyways.
Cannot believe this. No! Well, he falls.
He literally didn't stop for a second.
You know how you get like Mori, who you were saying she never makes a foot mistake? Or was it Annie you were saying that about?
I think I was saying that about
Yeah, and then you get her teammate who just did that sequence where it's all going everywhere, arms and hands. It's cool to see. This is what makes climbing so brilliant. It's just that differences between people.
And this is how it works the best for him too.
Yes, it does. It works, and it's brilliant to see. And this was coming back and forth at the top. You can see the camera team waiting for him to climb towards them. And then this is where it finally went. And a big fall down. Okay, 2 gone. This men's final speeding through. Paul Jenft is up next.
Speeding through your side.
Speeding through literally with Yoshiyuki. All right, Paul Jenft is out. Frenchman number 2. Let's see what he can do. That time, by the way, on the right is the time he has until he technically has to pull onto the wall. The athletes get 40 seconds to reread the route, and then the time will reset to 6 minutes, as you can see. There's a mono down there. I didn't spot that before. Mono is when you use just one finger on a hold. I'm glad they didn't put that on the overhand.
Huh?
It'd be a bit like Action Direct on this wall if they put it, like 9A in a 9A plus, whatever it is.
Maybe someday.
Awkward of that clip there. He's going to have to change that right leg under. There he goes. Paul actually looking like he's working pretty hard here. Wow, that's a high heel. Okay, up to the side pull. Gets the hips into the wall as he comes out onto that left hold, which is pretty good. But the next ones, remember, you can see how clear they are. No texture at all.
And getting the clip in before, because I think the last two had the clips out after they had the clear holds.
Yes, and that means he's going to have to make this clip off the no-tex, which is risky. And with the heel, this is... Oh. Yeah, about to say, you want your hands on some kind of a friction before doing this.
Double heels.
For a man who's 196 centimeters, he's very flexible.
I mean, you gotta be with such a height.
That's true.
Like, I think being kind of shorter in the average group and being kind of taller in the average group, you have to be flexible in a certain way to fit in the box that they're a little bit outside of.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to find your way through that height. Okay, brings his feet up now. Sitting on that heel again.
I mean, he's not slow, but after watching Yoshiyuki Ogata climb on this route, he looks like he's taking his time to make each move work.
Right, kicks the foot over, a little skip of the feet there. Shakes out, breathes deeply. Just over halfway-ish now. This is where Yoshiyuki, it's starting to go a little bit to pieces for him.
Seems like route setters this time have made the target of the route to be like climbed up into the very last part of it and have a better fight in the last section where it gets a little tricky and time consumed and also a little complex.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, this is where it's quite complicated with the hands here, actually. And you've got to do lots of changes in direction.
And this is where all of them so far have started to look a little uncomfortable. And he did that same hand sequence Yoshiyuki did. Do you think that was intended?
I have no idea. But certainly, yeah, he seemed to get a little bit tired. Something happened there in that move. And look now with that shake of the leg as well. Big move up towards the slope, but that's the high point of Sam Avezou, which he matches. Oh, the foot goes. Now we'll wait to see if those scores are updated. I think he should be in the lead. Because he seemed to get to Sam Avezou's point and move past it.
Yeah, but I think it's still going to be 34 plus. The same place Sam fell, but would be standing in the first because of the comeback.
Yeah, so we'll wait for that to come through. Well, this was the replay up towards his expression holds, I think, right? With the X?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big swing, and then that right foot, you can see the jib he slipped on higher up by his sort of shin now. And there it was, watch that right foot. Yeah, pinged and gone.
I think he would have had it if his right foot stayed on, but his heel was a little bit too high.
Good spot. The glow sticks are out once more in Seoul. The light show continues, and the next athlete is ready.
곧바로 네 번째 선수를 소개하도록 하겠습니다.
So Yuta Miyazumi comes out onto the stage. He was 12th in copper, 8th in brillançon. Hasn't been... He had a bit of a break in terms of competition from 21 to 24.
I think he just didn't make it to the team, which is very stacked field, especially for the lead. Well, for bordering as well.
It's kind of crazy, and it doesn't make it to the team and then makes straight semi-finals since getting back onto the team and 2 finals. Incredible.
I'm really happy to have him back on the stage though, because he's been working hard.
Yeah, to keep the focus for sort of 3 years of having to do, I presume, nationals and keep proving yourself, and you know.
It's just always really impressive for those competitors like Yuta or Mao, because they were both off from the World Cup circuit for a couple of years, and they kept on training to get into the national team. And then Mao actually won a 3rd place overall in bordering, and now he is in the final stage.
Yeah, I know that some of the Japanese coaches just sort of have an absolute nightmare in terms of, wow, that was a big adjustment on the Rotex. Yeah, have a nightmare in terms of quotas, and the quota system is changing next year as well, which is going to make it even harder. Yeah.
Yuta's mom's here today, and I heard that he was really, really happy to have made it to final in front of his mom.
That's lovely. Yeah, pretty close to Japan, South Korea, like a couple of hours flight.
A lot of parents are coming here to watch.
Very cool. He looked very comfortable on the Notex.
They're in the same pace so far.
And that drop knee in. I'm looking good at the moment. Very comfortable.
Nice and secure.
Yeah, that right foot hasn't moved. Look, he's not adjusted it at all. Just hit the bit of friction.
I think he's a little nervous though, because it's been a little bit. Well, maybe not, because he made it to finals in brillançon.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. Second finals, you know, your parents are here, you know, the selectors are watching. This is the last chance to prove yourself. There's a lot of pressure. Right, he's horizontal with the heel now, but I'm not sure. He's very low. Yeah, he slips. I saw his thinking, oh, he's holding his leg because he kind of caught the rope on the way down. It does sting that. Yeah.
Oh, that was a bummer.
Yeah, just the right, I get his thinking, but it was the wrong idea, you know. Trying to put that heel in. We might see a replay of it in a sec. And this was his moves as he was down low. Came through, nice drop knee. Swinging down. And a big smile on his face. And we'll have a little break now as we come up to the next athlete, who will be Dohyun Lee. All right, well, that's our top 4 as things stand. Dohyun Lee, Shion Mata, Tai Hama, and Sorato Anraku will finish off our competition. And looking at those 4 names, it's really hard to pick. We've got Tai Hama, who's a fighter, Shion Mata, who's a bit of a wild card, Dohyun Lee, who's incredibly good at the moment, and Sorato Anraku, who could be anything. It's hard to call.
Could be anything. Could be flowy on the wall.
Yeah.
Or flowy on the wall.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Cool way to finish things off. The last 4 of 2024. Now, don't worry, though. We have actually got one more little comp coming up, which is the Neon Masters. There's also an event in Madrid, which is a 4-lane speed climbing event. So testing a new sort of idea. I'm not sure if that's going to be broadcast or where it's going to be, but that is coming up as well.
And also Asian Championship next weekend.
True, yep. So if you are really into your comps, there's a lot of climbing still to be had for 2024. couple of domestic competitions as well, so don't worry. Your climbing fix won't go away, but our World Cup season does finish tonight. So Dohyun Lee, and what a reaction from him. This man did brilliantly at the OQS. He won the first round, came second in Budapest. Went to the Olympics, was 15th, maybe a bit disappointed by that. But since then, he's gone away. He won Prague, he won the Boulder the other day. He could make it 2 gold medals. And I remember Colin Duffy doing that in Innsbruck, and it was a huge deal.
Oh yeah, I remember that too, and that was incredible. Because they had been just doing comps back and back. I saw him earlier after the semifinals, and he didn't really look tired.
Yeah, he's just a great athlete to watch climbing. And at 22, he's got so much future ahead of him as well.
He did look a little shaky on the semi-final round, but he does look a lot more kind of locked in.
Yeah, we both thought he looked kind of cold in that round, like not warmed up at the beginning, but he sort of shook that off in the second half of the semis route. Okay, no text to come though. It stretches up towards it. He'll be very used to this on the Boulder seat. Different method, very static into it. It was set as a bit of a jumpy pop to it, but most people have found different ways through.
Maybe they're a little bit more used to clear holds than setters thought they did.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's also harder to expect how they're going to react to those dual tax holds, because it's one of the first times that we've seen on the circuit.
Yeah, we were all waiting for that one to happen. It finally has. Good stuff from Dohyun Lee at the moment. First half done. That's the easy bit. And I say easy, you know what I mean.
And as it gets to the teal, that's when the first battle starts. And we are yet to see the final section to be climbed.
Yeah, Dohyun kicks that foot out to the right. About halfway now. Now this is where it's gone wrong for a few people, this sequence.
I think not the next hold, but the hold after looks like an undercling, but also slopey at the same time.
That one there above his head, you mean? The one he touched, yeah, there.
Getting their foot up high is gonna kind of use their energy, and then you have to go down back low again to something that puts you away and pushes you out to the left, because you can't really pinch because it's a Jotax on the thumb side.
All right, well, he's crouched down just before the angle change from 25 degrees to 10 degrees.
And he keeps going.
That's Paul Jemp's high point. Same score as Sam Avezou. Countback making the difference, and he's really close now to surpassing them. Watch that right foot, it sticks.
And gets a clip in as well.
Yeah, so now it's a case of putting some distance so the other athletes can't catch you, and there's 3 of them to come. Dohyun Lee will rest a little bit and chalk out here high on the head wall. Look at that kick, he's still got some energy here. Now this is an interesting sequence here. There's some underclings to come.
And 2 little jibs on the top.
Yeah, no text for the rest of it.
I remember it being textured on the side where they have a foothold.
Yeah.
But because of the angle, maybe they put a jib, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, let's see. And he would have found it quite difficult to spot those jibs from the ground.
Yeah, we didn't know there were jibs.
No.
Now we see it.
Yeah, we asked the setters about it, but you couldn't see them.
He moving off.
Yeah, his best finish was 6th before at a World Cup lead event. So looks like he might get a PB here. Now the mantle. You kind of want to go right though. Really awkward. Keep an eye on the time as well. We're less than a minute now.
Making it work. And the right foot up too. Left foot up.
Right, he has got time. 47 seconds. Are we going to see a top from Dohyun Lee? This is thumbs underneath as he gets stood up. Doesn't like it. Can't find the right jib.
Got the toe hook under it.
If you can hear that noise, Korean TV next to us is going crazy on this one. Dohyun
20 seconds left. Should be enough.
Fires up and he hits it. Oh, and he falls at the top.
That was so close.
Wow, Dohyun is pumped by that. Fantastic from him.
And really happy for his own performance as well.
Yeah. After Boulder, you know, that could be our lead. Could be double golds. He came as close as you can get. Well, this was him running out to the stage to a huge reaction for the audience. We're still screaming at him out in the stadium right now.
So now we know if a male climber gets all the way to the top, then it's possible for them to time out as well.
Yep. Yeah, suddenly the time caught up with him, didn't it? I suddenly noticed it go below a minute. It's like, ooh.
I mean, he did spend a lot of time resting it once he got to the last section of the wall. And he struggled a little bit by the undercling that we were talking about. Just a few moves before this replay.
He was very close, eh? And look how happy he is with that one. Okay, Shion Mata will be out next. Sam Avezou congratulated Dohyun there.
Representing Japan, Shion Mata.
Okay, Shion, he's got his harness on, mate. That's a good start.
He's got his rope tied too.
Yep.
That's a really good start.
Yeah, Shion Mata may always tell us a story that he forgot his harness just before one of the events and had to run back and get it. Great story. Okay, Shion. Wow. When he pulls off the ground, he's got to start climbing. Off he goes. I tell you what, he made that first move look pretty hard work, didn't he? Kind of a bit nasty coming up to the mono. It's a pinch into a mono, so not the easiest start off the ground.
So he doesn't look that short, but he's one of the shortest climbers in the Japanese team, and I think it's registered as 162.
Yes, 162.
But he's around 164.
Okay. You've shortchanged him on height. Sorry about that, Shion. Okay, he's not looking flowy yet.
No, I don't know. Well, he's one of the people who always get nervous right before his climb.
Maybe he just needs to climb himself into this a bit. Okay, yeah, he's just not there yet. Feet through, and there's a scary sequence of moves to come here. Hasn't made the clip, now we'll do it off the no-tex. High heel, which is another risky way.
Double heel seemed to be a theme of the comp this time, because we saw a couple in female final round, and we have already seen a couple in men's final round.
He breathes deeply, yeah. It's like he almost gave himself a bit of a talking to there. Come on, you're all good.
A little bit slower than the people who climbed before, but should still be enough.
We know that time could be a factor if they get to the top of this route. So worth keeping an eye on, but he's got plenty at the moment. Okay.
I think we won't. Like, I think we've just seen fast climbers up until now, and this is maybe the normal pace.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, this is the normal speed. Okay, blocked crimp to come. Sorry, side pull to come, and he hits that. And then that flick out with the legs. He was a bit inaccurate with the foot. It's kind of got half on the no-tex, half on the tex. Tex, is that a word? On the friction, I guess.
Both, I think.
If it's no-tex, surely it should be tex. I don't know. Okay, hard sequence to read coming up here.
And it gets a lot powerful here. And this is where we've been seeing people start shaking over this slopey under clingy hold.
So there are the high points so far. Dohyun way out in front of 45 plus.
Choose to match and guess on instead of a cross.
Seems to have found his flow a bit now.
Yeah, but a little bit slow. I wonder if he's going to keep on this pace.
High heel.
And then get the clip in first. Smart. Struggles a little bit.
Yeah, he's pretty stretched out here. Now, if you have fallen on this right toe, he's got to commit to it. Gets a low left heel. Wow.
And this is the move where we lost two people.
Oh, we lose him as well. Is that right, Jib? Nasty holds. Seems like we haven't seen a real close shot of it to see how nasty it is, but I think it's one of those that as you adjust and as you move on it, it gets worse. Oh, this was him down low when he wasn't quite settled in yet. I tell you what, Dohyun Lee guaranteed a medal as well now. So that's 2 out of 2 for him. This was the kick out to the right. No problem through this sequence, actually.
It did look a little stiff the entire time.
Now, let's watch this right foot. I thought he was okay. I actually tell you, he didn't really slip off the right foot.
No, I think it was his body that was a little bit too far out from the wall. And I would say he overshot it a little bit.
All right, Tai Hama, penultimate athlete out onto the stage, and this man is a true fighter, isn't he?
Yep.
He never gives up. That's one of my favourites to watch. Okay. 20 seconds ticks down. He's approaching the wall now. Let's see what he can do. Dohyun Lee still out in front, guaranteed at least a bronze medal. Toby currently, by the way, for the overall, is in first position. And it's pretty complicated in order to work out if he can be taken off the top spot. But Taisei certainly needs to win this competition in order for that to happen, and a few other results to go his way. I think Toby is looking pretty likely.
Okay, a lot of like what ifs to happen.
Yes. But Taisei, whatever, would need to top it. Oh, sorry, need to win the competition. So currently Dohyun Lee 45 plus, Shion Mata 35, and Jenft 34 plus. That's our podium at the moment.
You know, talking about Jessie Pilz, when she had that dedication of winning the overall, and then being here for that, maybe Taisei has that same thing where she's like aiming for that win.
Maybe. Jessie was... Like, I talked to Jessie a lot, obviously, being on the circuit, and I've never seen her as happy. chatting to her on stage, mainly before the camera was on. But she was so just, you could just tell it was almost like relief that she'd achieved what she wanted to do. It'd been a fantastic season for her. It was just, I don't know, I'm very happy for her. Now, talking about Tai Hama, he's not the fastest climber in the world. That's worth keeping an eye on. You can see him resting here for quite a while. He made a match on that hold. The setter said to us it's a one-handed jug, but it's only one hand. Not if you Tai Hama.
You give anyone a jug and they'll just match even if it's blocked.
Yeah.
I've tried to block so many jugs while I was setting. They'll just match.
Does it drive you crazy sometimes?
No.
Or is it a challenge?
I think it's just expectations that we have as setters sometimes. Hey, this shouldn't be matched. But, you know, they don't have any expectations. They just climb what they can do.
And just remind to everyone listening again, May is not the setter for this route. She is a setter. She has set at IFSC comps, but she didn't do this one.
Nope.
I bet you'd like to though, Monday.
Yeah, I would really love to. I'm working my way towards that to be in a team.
Oh, Taisei! Big mistake from him. He had the high heel in and it just went wrong. I've seen him do that more than once during comps. He just has these moments of kind of madness where it goes wrong. Well, let's have a look at this again. This was the...
I think he was trying to let go and it felt uncomfortable. Or he was trying to hold that.
Yeah, he tried to drop into it.
Without swinging his right foot out.
Yeah.
And then maybe by the time he realized, oh, maybe I needed to bring his right foot up. It's a little too late.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Taisei goes, and that means that Dohyun is guaranteed a silver medal. Wow.
Only one more climber to go.
Yeah, it's going to be Sorato. So, if Sorato wins, obviously he gets the gold. Dohyun wins, double golds. So here we go. Final athlete, final. Final World Cup. Here we go. What Sorato will be on stage. And Sorato needs second or higher and other results to go his way. So, for the overall. All right, Sorato wiggles the finger into that mono, commits to it, stands up. I did not expect Taisei to fall there.
Not that early. Especially he didn't look that shaky or like tensed up. Sorato still for me is such a wild card. I can't really expect how he climbs on the route. Sometimes he doesn't look like he's floating up on the wall and he just like makes everything work perfectly. Yeah. And sometimes something looks a little off and he has a small mistake and off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very, very right. He was good in semi-finals. Did well there. So today might be his day. He's got to get through a few tricky sequences down low first of all.
He was also happy with his qualification climb, I think.
Yeah, I think he should be. Oh, big jump there. And of course, that silver medal in Paris, that fight between him and Toby. Toby Roberts not at this competition. He did a lot after the Olympics.
Much needed rest for those Olympic athletes.
Yes, now I think they can finally chill now the season's done. I'm not sure how many are going to Neon. I haven't seen the starting list yet. Okay, so out of the 55, less steep from now on as he reaches above his head into that pinch, nice and big, and a bump right and a bit of an adjustment. He's doing what Taisei did, just hesitating here. I really hope he doesn't try to do the same thing.
I just want to stay quiet for a second.
Okay,
and he makes it work.
Yeah. Okay, so Sorato through that scary moment.
Casually campusing in the middle of the route. And starting to hit the part that we were talking about. Gets a little powerful, gets a little hesitating, and a lot of body positioning involved.
Yes, right. He's got to keep this together. Drops that left foot down, smearing on the wall. What's he going to do? He crosses underneath, doesn't like it, crosses over the top, and then spins.
And gets his own position right.
Crowd gasping along. I'm sure they're stuck in two minds here. They would love to see Dohyun win.
Nice left foot positioning there. He had his left foot out all the way flagging out, and that, I think, kept himself really close to the wall instead of having it right below where their right hand was before going to the cramp.
Good work from Sorato then.
Not resting.
No.
I'm a little nervous now.
I know, with Sorato, I just never know if he's fresh or not, you know. Now he looks like he's having to battle, but so did Dohyun at this point. Oh, just
barely making it work. And this is where also Dohyun kind of hesitated to keep standing because the thumb doesn't look that good. And making the toe hook work as well.
Yes, but that is Dohyun's high point, and I think Sorato looks fresher here.
I don't know, anything can happen.
Left foot up. Oh, just. Oh, so that should be Sorato.
That should be Sorato winning.
There it is on the screen. So Sorato takes it. Same score as Dohyun Lee, but count back. Dohyun coming so close to double gold, but he's going to have to settle for a silver. And Sorato wins the last comp of the year.
Really happy.
Yeah.
He didn't look so happy after his own performance, but no. As soon as he got off, he knew that he won.
Yes. And, you know, after Paris silver, copper silver, 4th in Prague, 14th in Boulder, finally he gets the gold medal that will seal his season nicely. Good stuff from Sorato Anraku. Falling at the same points. I've just got some results coming from our stat team that Toby is first. He can't be caught, obviously. And then Mata will make the end of season podium 2. And that will come after the broadcast finishes. This was him underneath. That's the nasty hold, actually. It's a good angle to show just how horrible it was. That underclink. Up to those crimps. Fired left. Fell at the same point as Dohyun. Count back making the difference. We'll wait for the standings. There'll be the flower ceremony, and then I will go and try to interview an athlete. And the athletes waiting on stage there, relaxing, their season done for 24. Athletes congratulating Sorato as he comes out. May, what a competition.
That was really great to watch.
Let's get the confirmations. Sorato Anraku in first, then Dohyun Lee second. Shion Mata gets on the podium in third. Paul Jenft and Sam Avezou fourth and fifth. Yoshiyuki Ogata, Yuta Imazumi and Tai Hama. The 3 Japanese athletes down the bottom. Tai with an unfortunate low slip on 23. And Sorato and Dohyun almost topping out the route. Well, that's it for 2024. If you're listening, 25 to come. And thank you so much for joining us all year for the IFSC. Podiums and interviews to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's begin the flower ceremony for the IFSC World Cup of 2024.
Well, May, thank you for all your work over the last couple of days. It's been wonderful sharing the box with you.
Thank you too. I've been really enjoying watching and commentating with you, Matt.
You can tell us, everyone, one last time, what is your Instagram so people can find you?
It's MN1516. bet you guys don't have to follow me.
Well, they should, because they need to support you, follow your journey through your setting and your story. Well, mate, we've got to go. Thank you so much. I'll be back on the mic in a couple of minutes for the podiums, and I'm going to go do some interviews. See you later, everyone.
First place, representing Japan, Sorato Anraku. The flowers will be presented by Seoul's first consul, 강태선. 꽃다발 시상식에서 강태선 서울시체육회 회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 회장님 부탁드리겠습니다. 자, 정정하겠습니다. 플라워 세레머니는 대한사장연맹의 손주호 회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 회장님 부탁드리겠습니다. 우리 3위 시온 마타 선수부터 증정식이 있습니다. Congratulations, 시온. 2위는 이도현 선수 축하드리고요. 1위 소라토 선수 Congratulations, 소라토. Okay, all athletes, let's have a photo time with President Son Jun-ho. 회장님과 사진 촬영하고요. 네, 회장님 고맙습니다. 세 분, 3 athletes, all the athletes. Congratulations, guys. Thank you. 자, 여러분, 곧바로 잠시 후 인터뷰 후에 저희가 준비가 됐는데요. 2024 NMC 서울시청의 남녀 리드 빅토리 세레머니를 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 끝까지 저희와 함께해 주시기 바라겠습니다.
네, 경기를 함께 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 드디어 2014 IMDC 서울 스포츠맨 월드컵 리드 부문 남자와 여자 시상식이 진행될 예정입니다. 드디어서 시즌 전체 랭킹을 시상하는 시상식도 진행될 예정이니까요. 관객 여러분께서는 자리를 떠나지 마시고 함께 자리를 지켜서 자리를 힘내 주시기 바랍니다.
Easy question.
English is okay?
Yeah.
Sorato, congratulations, a gold medal. What a fantastic way to finish off
Thank
your
you.
season. How are you feeling?
I'm just happy to get a gold medal this year, finally.
You had a silver medal at the Olympics. You had a silver medal recently as well. Gold must feel pretty good for you. It must feel so good to finally get a gold medal. Have you been training hard for this moment?
Yeah, of course, but this competition, Toby did not compete in Korea, so I'm happy now, but I have to train more.
Are you looking forward to competing against Toby next year?
Yes, I want to beat Toby.
Do you think Toby is your biggest competitor at the moment?
Yeah, his concentration is so high. Yeah.
Well, Sorato, you're pretty good yourself. Congratulations on this gold medal. Enjoy some rest now and
Thank
see you
you.
next year.
Thank you. See you next year.
운동에만 전념할 수 있는 그런 환경이 항상 좀 그렇게 되게 인간을 해야 되고.
네, 시상식 준비가 거의 마무리되어 가고 있습니다. 선수들 인터뷰가 끝나는 대로 바로 시상식 이어가도록 할 테니까요. 관객 여러분께서는 끝까지 자리를 함께 지켜주시기 바랍니다.
Well, we are a few minutes away from our podium, as you can see, all set up and ready to go. The athletes will be coming out, and the overall will come after that. And of course, what a wonderful way to finish off. And thank you to May once more for joining me here in the commentary box. Great to hear her input. Seems so strange that this season is over. It's been a long time. coming. This is a big year with the Olympics, the OQS. And now we can look forward and look ahead to 25. Exciting stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, let's begin the victory ceremony for the IFBC World Cup Seoul 2024. 관객 여러분, 지금부터 2024 IFBC Seoul 스포츠 클라이밍 월드컵 시상.
As you can see, the announcer making the announcement and the athletes about to come onto the stage. We should start with the women. As I said, Jessie Pilz, so happy and lovely to see. And there is Jessie in the middle as we come on, and Debbie and Marco Scolaris for the IFSC duties. Will be on there. And the IFSC Secretary General.
대한민국 IFBC 총장님과 손주모 대한사관연맹 회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, first medalist, representing the United States of America, Annie Sanders.
Well, Annie Sanders standing on the podium once more. Double medals for her. Bronze medal this time, gold in Boulder.
애니 선수 무대에서도 리그에서 좋은 모습 보여줬습니다. 축하드립니다.
And silver goes to Mori. Climbed quickly, maybe didn't rest quite enough, but what a performance from her, and a silver medal to finish off her season.
애니 선수 명성은 반갑게 리그에서 아주 멋진 모습 보여줬습니다. 시상 모두와 함께 시상품이 전달되겠습니다.
And gold medalist, and winner of the IFBC World Cup Seoul 2024.
And then finally, Jessie Pilz. What a gold medal from her. Nearly topped the route. In the last second, couldn't manage to get the clip in, but it didn't matter. Gold medal for her. Absolutely fantastic. What a decorated season she has had.
정말 발록이 돋보이는 클라이밍으로 이번 서울 월드컵 리드 부분에서 우승을 이끌어냈습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can, please rise for the national anthem of Australia. 관객 여러분, 자리에 일어나셔서 오스트리아 국기를 청해 보겠습니다. 화면을 왼쪽으로 바라봐 주시기 바랍니다.
Well, congratulations, Jessie and the rest, and all the women who competed over the last couple of days, both in Boulder and lead. And speed, of course, that was on Friday. Athletes will gather at the top of the podium. Pictures, and then we'll swap over to the men before we'll say goodbye.
Thank you. And Veteran President Sojugo, the chair, with the heading. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So rather quizzically there, I think, yeah, they wanted the bags down, there you go. It's hard to see out there on the stage with the light shining in your face, and I think Jesse was just struggling to see that. Okay, the women will leave, will reset, and then time for the men.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the victory ceremony for the IFS Europe Result 2024. 관객 여러분, 계속해서 2024 IFS 서울 스포츠 클라이밍 월드컵 시상식을 진행을 하겠습니다. Please welcome the medalists for the lead climbing men. 관객 여러분, 남자 리드.
Well, here are the men. They've been called to the stage. And Dohyun and Toby were congratulating Dohyun and Sorato were congratulating each other backstage. It was fascinating what Sorato was saying about Toby. Clearly he wants that battle against Toby Roberts, and that's going to unfold next year, of course. Those two perhaps a little bit ahead of everyone else at the moment in terms of lead climbing. Wow, was Mr. Dohyun Lee been impressed with this competition.
Bronze medalist, representing Japan, Shion Mata.
Shion Mata with another medal, bronze this time. And silver goes to Dohyun Lee. Gold in Boulder. Silver in lead. And a big smile on his face as he finishes off his season in a glittering finale. And finally, he did say he missed climbing against Toby. But Sorato Anraku has beaten everyone else here in Korea on the lead wall. He is your champion tonight. And a gold medal for Sorato. Well, the gifts are there. The all-important medals, of course. And now, for the last time of 24, we will listen to the national anthems before saying goodbye.
관객 여러분, 자리에 일어나셔서 1번 국가를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 화면 왼쪽을 바라봐 주십시오. Congratulations.
Well, there we go, the end of the evening and the end of the IFSC 2024 season. We started off in China, we finished in South Korea. And a huge congratulations and thank you to everyone who's worked behind the scenes to make all of these competitions work. And of course the athletes who train blood, sweat and tears on the wall in order to be the best in the world. We'll be back though in 2025 for another packed World Cup season. My name is Matt Groom and thank you for joining me all year. I can't wait to see you next year for more IFSC climbing action.
Thank you guys, thank you. 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. Congratulations. 자, 이어서 ladies and gentlemen, we are at the beginning, the victory ceremony for the IFSC Lead World Cup Series 2024 for a while. 자, 여러분 잠시 후에 저희는 2024 IFSC 월드컵 시리즈 리드 세레머니 시상식을 바로 진행하도록 하겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to begin the victory ceremony for the IFSC Lead World Cup Series 2024. 관객 여러분, 지금부터 2024 IFSC가 주관하는 월드컵 시리즈 victory ceremony를 진행을 하겠습니다. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the trophy winners of the Women Lead event. 관객 여러분, 여자 리드의 위너 선수들 큰 박수와 함께 모셔보겠습니다. The trophies will be presented by Mr. Marvel Scholars IFSC President and accompanied by Son Jin-ho, President of Korea Outline Federation. 수상에는 마르코 스콜라스 IFSC 회장님과 Son Jin-ho 대한사전연맹 회장님께서 역시나 수고해 주시겠습니다. The third place, representing Japan, Mori.
시즌 전체 MVP 상을 차지한 일본의 5위 아이 선수입니다.
Third place, representing Slovenia, Yanya Gabe.
네, 전체 2위는 야냐 가베 선수가 차지했습니다. 야냐 가베 선수는 모두 통과를 안 했기 때문에 다음 기사로 넘어가겠습니다.
And first place, the winner of the IFSC Lead World Cup Series 2024, representing Austria, Pilz. Ladies and gentlemen, please voice for the national anthem of Austria. 관객 여러분, 자리에 일어나셔서 오스트리아 국가를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 화면 왼쪽을 바라봐 주십시오. Congratulations, Jessica. Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy winners of the IFSC Elite World Cup Series 2024. Let's have the shooting photos. First of all the athletes can take a picture.
여기 선수들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Congratulations. And please Marco and Sun Ching Ho, President of Korean Federation. Let's gather. Thank you. Congratulations, thank you. You got a so great job in this 2024 year. Congratulations.
네, 이번 시리즈 내내 정말 멋진 모습 보여준 두 선수였습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna begin continuing the victory ceremony for the IS Elite Men World Cup Series 2024 after a while. From now on, ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the IS Elite Men World Cup Series 2024. 관객 여러분, 지금부터 2024 IFSC가 주관하는 월드컵 시리즈 남자 리그 부분 시상식을 진행을 하도록 하겠습니다. Please welcome the trophy winners of the Men Lead Event. 관객 여러분, 남자 리그의 위너스들 큰 박수 함께 모셔보겠습니다. The trophy ceremony presented by Marcos Mori, President of IFSC, and accompanied by Seoul Ho, President of Korean Federation. 역시 트로피 시상에 있어서는 마르코스 모라리스 IFSC 회장님과 손준호 대한사랑연맹 회장님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. Third place, representing Japan, Sorato Anraku.
이번 시즌 볼더 랭킹 1위 그리고 리그 랭킹 3위를 만들어낸 일본의 소라토 안나쿠 선수였습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Third place, representing Japan, Shion Mata. first place, a winner of the INSC Elite Men World Cup Series 2024, representing Great Britain, Tony Roper.
이번 시즌의 성적이 이렇게 서울이 이루어졌는데 아쉽게도 참가하지 않았기 때문에 시상과 국가 연주는 생략하도록 하겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, the trophy winners of the INSC Mountain World Cup Series 2024 shooting balls time. Athletes, please stand together and taking a picture. 우리 두 선수들과 사진 촬영을 하도록 하겠습니다. Wow, viewers, you guys are so clever. Thank you, Toby. And with VIP, could you come together? Scholars and Chaehyun Seo. Of course, with Toby Roberts.
네, 아직 솜씨 좋으신 분이 중간에 토비를 합성해 줄 거라고 믿습니다.
Thank you guys, and congratulations, you were so great this year 2024, you guys great. 네 여러분, 지금까지 2024 IFSC 서울 스포츠 클라이밍 월드컵 모든 일정을 마무리하겠습니다. 5일간 함께 해주신 여러분 진심으로 감사의 인사를 전해드리면서 저희는 다음 좋은 기회로 또다시 뵙기를 희망하면서 마무리하겠습니다. 여러분 고맙습니다.
This is the end of the IFSC World Cup Seoul 2024. Thank you very much for attending.
열심히 오가타 선수가 함께했습니다. 땡큐 열심히. 아쉽게 아쉬운 곳에서 결승전에 마무리하겠습니다. 폴 선수 너무나 고생 많으셨습니다. 이제는 편안하게 앉아 그들 구간에 잘 넘어서 좋은 밸런스를 보여줬는데요. 아쉽게 이 구간에서 여러분 다시 한번 우리 이규현 선수의 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 땡큐 도현. 너무나 아쉬워.